thinking about what Page and Omega should do against FTR today. I was thinking one, they have to vacate if they win, or lose to FTR and then split. They can vacate and split. They can lose and split. I don't know which is the more satisfying outcome. And there's the other issue of like if they split. I have a situation they have to split, but then what would Adam Page wrestle for? He's not good. I'm assuming MJF is gonna beat Moxley, or maybe he doesn't, and then he faces MJF, he's not gonna win. If it's his Moxley, he could win and then become the AEW World Champ. So there's those scenarios. If Omega wins, I guess if Omega turns heel, I don't think Omega could face Moxley and then win the title. I don't think he would beat MJF so quickly to beat him for the title. Either of them could challenge MJF for the title because that's what I would do. I mean, it's to the point where AEW is so hot, like it doesn't really matter who the champ is. Anyone will watch, so they don't have to worry about the box office that much because all the guys are still on the card anyway. Maybe MJF won't draw as much as like Moxley or Omega or Cody or Jericho, but the pay-per-views will still make as much money. The ratings will still be high, just not for the world title itself. I don't know who FTR would face. Oh, I should wait for this. I don't know who FTR would face once they win the title. They face pretty much everyone too. Because they go after the Bucks. I don't know, whatever. Maybe Beretta, but I don't think Beretta was in WWE when they were there. Hardy. Then if the Bucks beat them for the title after they hold it for 3 months, who takes the belt off the Bucks? Hopefully the Lucha Bros, I guess. FTR drew after they joined AEW. Then the Bucks sort of don't draw, actually, so that's another issue. I don't know how it was after the Bush and Blade match, which was excellent. But we shall see. Maybe then the Bucks will have all the title matches, the tag team matches that they want. The 5-star classics in JPW. I think I'm missing something else. There's a lot of scenarios that I haven't fairly cleared out yet, but yeah. There's not a lot of room they can go with the tag team titles. Or even the singles matches, because like I don't know who they would face. Maybe Cody can turn heel on Kenny and Page from the Horsemen. I don't like the idea of them turning heel because like he's such a good babyface. But it could be like a Hollywood Hogan type move that they did and prepared for and experimented with. You're saying he's a heel, so you gotta give the people what they want. But I think he's so good as a face, he should win the belt as a face. I think winning the FTW belt, I mean, they consider the TNT the world title of TNT. So that's already a world title, but he can also win the FTW belt as a world title. I don't know who would Page wrestle besides Omega. I mean, that they built the next pay-per-view. And if Omega's heel, or they're going to have heel Michael Nakazawa, knock Nakazawa. Because that would be ridiculous. Maybe he would tag with Nakazawa, and Page would go the singles matches as part of the Horsemen. They always tell him she's a horseman thing. He rides a horse, so he could be a horseman with FTR and Shawn Spears. He was the young dog, young up-and-comer. Spears hasn't won world title. Maybe they have Spears face Moxley if he wins. Before I was thinking that they'd have MJF wrestle, and then they just have people who draw wrestle against him. But they don't have to do that actually, because Moxley is. I mean, Moxley, you want him to face Hager. There's people he can wrestle that he still hasn't wrestled yet. And Archer, Cage. We still haven't seen the wild card yet. Wild card could be Rusev. Pentagon, Phoenix. Zero Russell Cage. Orange Cassidy versus MJF. Jungle Boy versus MJF. Jungle Boy versus Moxley. Orange Cassidy versus Moxley. There's still a lot of room for the Moxley reign. Still a lot of money making matches that can be made from his feud. It's very funny too, like with the law school stuff. So before I was thinking he had to lose to MJF, and that's what the people want, according to the poll that I gave out. But there's a lot of stuff they can still do with him. I bet they could do it in the second reign. MJF, but Page, he has to split eventually, vacating or losing the belts. I don't know what's going to be worse, losing the belts or just vacating it. I don't know what's going to be better, vacating the belts or losing the belts. But you have to figure out what to do with Page after being a single wrestler, because there's no other title belts. So you could wrestle Omega. Then what? He has a AAA belt. Omega has a lot of possibilities. He could wrestle Nick Jackson. He could wrestle Cody. You could do that with Page too, I guess. Have him wrestle the Elite. Page has to wrestle the Dark Order too. Because like they cost him a match. Page. Actually has all that WWE experience. Page also wrestles in ROH and at GPW, so I guess he'd wrestle the Lucha Bros. All the people he wrestled in tag matches, I guess, in singles matches. Mark Quinn. I have that clip from High Velocity, High Intensity 7 from Master P's wrestling organization. I think rematch I can really think of when Page wins is with Moxley and Omega. I mean, that's enough for like 2 months. Oh, Jericho, he can wrestle Jericho again. Jericho has to lose that match against Page eventually, and then they can do it again for the title. Omega has that interview type of experience. He can wrestle Beretta. He can wrestle Archer. The Machine versus the Machine, Cage and Moxley and Omega. Omega would be next in line. I think Page, they have to set up more feuds with him. He wrestled the Lucha Bros and Private Party and I guess Hardy, or was in a tag match, but like singles wrestlers. He was mainly a NWA guy who defended his belt, and I gave a lot of prestige belt. Maybe he'll just defend it. Well, I'm sort of drawing a blank as to who Page would wrestle if he goes into singles, which has to happen because they're running out of stuff to do with the belts, like with Hikaru Shida after she won on the Goldberg streak, and she basically beat everybody already to get to the belt. Because she has nothing to do. And I don't know what they're gonna do with that. What are your thoughts on Page and Omega? Like and subscribe.